I've been eating Cheetos. Welcome to Reck'd Raw review for today's show, February 4th, Monday Night Raw. I gotta go through this quick because it's super late. Starts off predictable ass Cena. Cena versus The Shield. They teased that promo. Should be interesting. Turns out it wasn't. Brock and Ryback. Would love to see that match. The Punk opening was funny. What a dick. He took the little girl's sign and ripped it off and said, "It's my birthday" on it. What an asshole. Booker stumbled over his lines. I know what that's like, but I got an excuse. I think they should start a drinking game for the WWE, especially this last episode. Every time they say the word app, you take a drink. It's absolutely ridiculous. I actually wrote down stars on my notebook on how many times that I heard the word app, and my wife even told me, "You missed a few, you drunk ass." And I did, but you know, it's still a lot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 30, at least 30 references or a sign on TV, and I'm sure it was a lot more than that. So it would be a good drinking game. The WWE app game. That sucks. If you don't believe me, check out our WTF award winner from 2012. It is The Return of the Stank. I love the fact that the WWE has to teach me a tutorial. Like, it's insulting my intelligence. You know, are there really people out there that don't know how to download an app by now? Hall of Fame tease. I thought it was Ali. It's not. Definitely want to see a Ryback and Brock match now. Definitely. Just to see the two of them beat the shit out of each other. But more importantly, to see Brock Lesnar break Ryback. Broke. I saw a great Brock match from 2002 Vengeance. Brock versus RVD. I'm going to try to find it online and post the link. Definitely worth the watch. First match, finally, Ryback versus Cesaro. Thought it was going to be pretty good. Actually, wasn't terrible, except the fact that I don't even know how that match ended. I guess it couldn't have been that good. I think that when people, instead of shouting "Feed me more" in order to break this whole "Feed me more" stupid chant thing, that this is the only wrestler I know actually has lines during his match. The other wrestlers can talk or say whatever. This guy's constantly, he's got a script to memorize. But anyway, we should counteract with, like, "You suck dick." That could also be switched with "ass" or "balls." And just something to chant opposite, like "a what?" Or the "you suck" to Kurt Angle's theme music. Very faint Goldberg chants in ATL. I thought there'd be a lot more for Ryback, but I guess maybe it's growing old. Oh, that's right. There's the ending. I took the note. Ryback beats a better wrestler, a much better wrestler. That's what I wrote down. Wow, great. Again, Vince's creations go over the people with the real skill and the real wrestling ability in this company. Random shot at Chili from TLC. Poor girl. If Lisa Left Eye Lopez wasn't such a dumbass, they would actually probably still be playing. You got Destiny's Child just reunited at the Super Bowl. Why not TLC? Their music was better. Nobody likes Cena. Well, I know one guy who likes Cena, so there you go, Prez. Shout out. The app crashed, as expected.
The worst push WTF award of the year goes to the WWE app. This app has absolutely nothing to offer. The breaking news is not even breaking. It's already broken. I know it's free, but that doesn't mean that it's good. It's a crappy way to get more people invested in your product. Instead of, here's an idea, actually create a better product for people to want to tout about and get the app about. The app is crap.
Watching Cena, he needs to grow up. He needs to get rid of the stupid t-shirt and the freaking whoop-de-doo baseball hat. He just needs to grow up, and that's a part of being a good wrestler. He's never played the heel, and he needs to play a great heel. And it's sad because I know he's locked into this character of being himself, but I wait for the day when he finally gets a chance to do it, and I hope he's good at it, and I'll definitely win my respect then. Hall of Fame segment on Trish Stratus. Of course, she deserves it, but so did Backlund. I'm shocked that Backlund wasn't in the Hall of Fame, but even more shocked the fact that Bruno Sammartino wasn't in the WWE Hall of Fame. And they've been referencing these guys in the championship run with CM Punk for almost a year now, so maybe they were trying to, you know, their crowd doesn't even know who the hell Bruno Sammartino is. I do remember seeing Bruno Sammartino. Even had the WWE wrestler Bruno Sammartino, but he's much older, near the end of his career. And that's good. Madison Square Garden, maybe that's what they were waiting for. But, man, right now the Hall of Fame is like a class act straight through. You never watch Psych, but I watch the ads all the time. But I kind of like that Nasty Boys ad. Maybe because I like the song, but it's funny. Maybe I'll watch that show. Oh, the "you still got it" chance for Y2J. It's really ridiculous. And at the Royal Rumble, he yelled at them, "I never lost it" from the top rope, and went on to give a great match. And his match with Punk tonight was definitely the best match on the card. So it's I think the more people, if people are going to chant that, you're going to kick Jericho out of the building. He will leave wrestling very quick. You don't want him having overthinking anything. I think he's aging wonderfully and wrestling very well and doing a great job. Bill, how was Swagger's return?
Most non-triumphant.
Swagger with a totally non-triumphant return. I expected him to be back to beat Cesaro. That's what they were grooming him for. They even named his stupid ankle lockup the Patriot Act. So they're really trying to repackage this guy in black tights and a beard and long hair. He's not a retard anymore. I can't use that word. He's not a tool anymore. All right, the SmackDown Elimination Chamber so far has Randy Orton, Rey Mysterio, and Booker T is racist because he mentioned that Rey has a whole country with him, so therefore there's the buy rate. So Booker T has totally become corporate, except for remembering his lines part. It's tough, though. Managing general supervisor, supervising general manager, managing supervising of general managers. What the fuck? I mean, between Vicky and Booker and Teddy, who the fuck cares? You know what I mean? Like, get somebody there who can run the mic and do their job. They're pushing Miz on the promo for the main event. Chunky chicken pot pie. Chris Tucker, what happened to Ricardo on SmackDown?
You got knocked the fuck out!
So Ricardo got knocked the fuck out. WWE's totally racist for what happened on SmackDown. ADR basically as a carjacker. Why? Because he's Spanish. He's going to be a carjacker, and he jacked a Big Show about in the parking lot with a pipe or a bat or something like that. Rhodes Scholars, no more of a team. I guess we should have figured it out afterwards. Professor S even mentioned that Kane and Daniel Bryan were going to go their separate ways to do their individual careers, but clearly the more obvious choice would have been Rhodes and Sandow, because they both are up and coming. This whole Cody Rhodes groomed for greatness, it's like the chicken and the egg question. What came first, the mustache or the groom to greatness gimmick? The apps crash once again. Are you pretty drunk by this point? ADR and Cody Rhodes was actually a pretty good match, and they need to wrestle again. It was a great match. ADR finally has a break in conscience, and now he's trying to be the everyman. After driving in cars and calling everybody putos for 2 years, all of a sudden he's seen the light, and now he's supposed to be a good guy. So we're supposed to love ADR now. I'll tell you, it is a good thing that he is good, because now he gets to wrestle all the bad guys. And he wrestles every week anyway, so why not put the title on the line? But it's going to be great to see him wrestle Sandow next, since he just wrestled Cody Rhodes. Jericho wins the app poll, 57%. Sin Cara and Rey Mysterio beat Team Hell No. I thought Rey looked a little out of shape at the Royal Rumble. I don't know, it's like something just didn't look right with him. And looks like he's going to be in there with Daniel Bryan, Randy Orton, and Sheamus in the Raw Elimination Chamber. The match was actually great. The Royal Rumble myths aside, maybe it was a bad night, maybe a bad taco. I'm racist too. But the match was great. I love seeing these two guys wrestle. They're about the same size. It almost reminds me of the Malenko and the Rey Mysterio matches in WCW. But Bryan's a little more charismatic than the Iceman. Oh, Daniel Bryan did this whack move where he caught Rey Mysterio trying to get him in Hurricane Rana. He caught him like a tombstone pile driver and threw him up in the air and landed on his back with his knees up and dug his knees right into Mysterio's abdomen. It was a sick move, very innovative, and it's so nice to see something new on Raw. Jerry Lawler's not as sharp as he used to be. I'm way too fucking wrecked to even finish this. Bryan, Mysterio, Mark Henry. What a way to bring this guy back. This guy shit all over Swagger's return. They didn't even bring Swagger back with any sort of pomp and circumstance. This return was totally... What's the word I'm looking for?
Most non-triumphant.
That's the one. So Mark Henry came and beat the shit out of Daniel Bryan, throwing his head into the side of the barrier, destroying Rey Mysterio, catching Sin Cara, great move with the world's strongest slam, like really beat the hell out of him until he did it to Rey. That was even worse. It was nuts. Mark Henry.
Sexual chocolate.
Mark Henry. What you call him?
Sexual chocolate.
Guess who's back? Back again. Feed him Ryback. They replayed the whole thing again with Brock and Vince, another way to eat up time in their 3 hours. Ooh, back to the hotel. We know what's coming next in the next segment. The whole joke was about people who don't tip. And quite honestly, this is what I wrote. Fuck you, people who don't tip should be forced to work for tips for a week. Service in the service industry. And you wait on some cheap assholes just like you, and you see how it feels to be dependent upon tips. They replayed the voiceover again. This is already too much. We wonder where the voiceover was going to go, and now they're adding it twice. The exact same one from the beginning, they're playing again. Match 4 is Sheamus versus Kane. Only fitting since we just saw Daniel Bryan wrestle. Oh, Sheamus put the Irish Curse backbreaker on Kane, and it damn near looked like he blew his ankle out. It was he's too big to do that. They want Sheamus to stick around. It looked like he stuck it, but it wouldn't be surprised if it was throbbing tonight. In pain, not in a gay way. Can't say that, shit. First power shortage joke from Jerry the King Lawler. Jerry sharp as attack Lawler. Daniel Bryan interferes and costs Kane the match. They just advertised for the rest of the show. There's going to be 2 talking segments. One is going to be Cena in the Shield, which ended up the show, and Miz TV with Heyman, and of course Brock's going to show up. But special appearance by Vicky Guerrero. I love Paul Heyman. You know why? Because he gets wrestling. He gets the characters that need to be made. He gets what gets the crowd started. He's fantastic for the business, and I know he may have a harsh personality, might be hard to work with, but he gets it, and he should be on the show. Miz TV still got a weak applause, a weak pop in Atlanta, so they need to do something. I think as the time changes, and you see the little logo in the corner, and it goes into the second hour and third hour, perfectly good to go ahead and change the rating on the show. They used to do it in the past. TV 14, the last hour of the show. They need to let parents see that, and they advertise the shit out of it, and if the kids are going to watch it, then you need to watch your kids a little bit better. But don't interrupt with my wrestling. Seriously, I mean, that actually has nothing to do with my wrestling. You should just, the really important part here I'm trying to make is that you need to make sure you know what your kids are watching so I can watch wrestling. I'm such a selfish bastard. But yeah, that's exactly right. I want my TV 14 back. TVPG V, where the V stands for vanilla. Vicky coming out broke a very monotonous segment. There was a segment. You know what those are? They're like segments with more syllables. It broke up in it broke up a monotonous. All right. Okay, I got this. It broke up a monotonous segment. It's hard to say. I wrote that too. It was even harder to write and read and say. Vicky's taking Heyman inside, saying that she invited Brock back. Miz had so many opportunities just to eat this stuff up, and just to really, I don't know. Miz was not on Miz tonight, or maybe Miz just isn't Miz. He just wasn't capable of using his wit and figuring the segment out. There was just it was weird, but of course, Brock coming out made the segment a little bit better. Threw all the furniture out of the ring, gave him an F5 against the couch in the ring. So I give this segment the 3.5 out of 4 for the shitty chemistry with Heyman and Miz. The chair to Miz's face was a nice touch. Just a suggestion, but maybe Brock, just to show his total dominance, should have punched out the Miz logo sign hanging over the ring. Just whacked it, and boom, I'm Brock Lesnar. This is what happens. You get beat. Now feed me Ryback and Mark Henry. Match 5 was Randy Orton versus Wade Barrett. They've wrestled a ton of times together. A promo by Bo Dallas. You know, his rookie promo, first one on Raw, wasn't too impressed, but I'm going to let his moves do the talking. If he can honestly prove himself in the ring, being innovative, be fast, and do something different, I'll look past the promo skills for now, but I'd like to see something in the ring. God, they're putting a storyline to Wade Barrett's scar now. Scar Wars. Nothing but Scar Wars. RKO, 2-star match. They went through the motions. It was very good. Definitely been pretty decent Raw so far. And Barrett loses again. What's the point of him having an Intercontinental title? When I used to watch, there was no such thing as non-title matches. I mean, you beat the champion, you take the belt, you go home. And right now, Bo Dallas needs to have 2 titles around his waist, and Randy Orton just won one today. So Barrett, shitty Intercontinental champion thus far. Oh, this is a good idea. I wrote this down. They need to take that non-title title off of the title. They need to basically make a title. It's always up for grabs no matter what. There's no such thing as a non-title champion. They've got a dozen belts to choose from. Make something mean something. And even if it did bounce around to a bunch of people, then that would make somebody who held that type of belt even more popular, more prestigious, and really give some clout and credibility to your wrestlers. Johnny Curtis. Johnny Curtis is Fandango. Fandango ads are back. I thought it was over and done with. They're going to bury it, but apparently we still get to see Fandango. And I don't want to use the word, because they're like, you watch these things and it hurts your feelings if you say this and you can't say these words, I still let them slip, it's, whatever. I don't even want to say it now to explain what it is. But, when you're using the word like for special needs people, or you're using the word that's supposed to mean homosexual people, it's just an automatic reaction for me. So now I need to find a new word to replace retard and gay out of my vocabulary. I said the words just to explain it, that I need to change the words, so it's okay. So what I'm looking for right now is something, and I cannot find a word to use for Johnny Curtis as Fandango, the dancing wrestler and character gimmick, but I can say that I believe that Ravishing Rick Rude and Val Venus are rolling around in their graves. There's an ad for wrestling figures for idiots. You just take the little wrestlers and you put them into the ring and they wrestle each other. Watch them play with themselves. I don't really want to do that. Creating matches when I was a kid with my wrestling figures was like, spark creativity and storylines and characters. And my Hulk Hogan wrestler was never the same as my, Junkyard Dog wrestler. They all had different character names and different backgrounds and create stories. Now it's like, here's my wrestlers. Let me throw it in there and watch it. Oh, yeah. Oh, they're snapping around. It's good. If there's any reviews, I'm going to try to put some links up here. Or if you actually watch this show, by all means, use a video response to put in footage of these wacky wrestling figures. Crowd votes Y2J versus CM Punk. The final match of the night, CM Punk versus Jericho. The crowd finally got into it. They got the 50-50 chant going between Y2J and CM Punk. Y2J might have been a little bit more popular a little later on in the match, but we watched a great match, and I watch these guys wrestle all the time. If there other guys on the roster wrestled better than this, I would watch the show every week. That's the kind of talent you want to see. The actual art of wrestling, the storytelling involved in the physical match itself, and it was great to see it. Oh, great. You cut to break during the CM Punk Y2J match for a wrestling show, but when Cena comes out to talk later on, you're probably not going to cut to break then. Ridiculous. This match should have been the main event. You should have done that Shield Cena shit before that, because this is what upsets me. I don't even know why I watch this shit. It's because of this. I want this to change. I want this to change. The rest of the locker room learned from Jericho and Punk. Hey, no Ziggler segment tonight. That's pretty good. Punk yelled out to the crowd when they were yelling, "This is awesome," which clearly the match was. He goes ahead and yells at the audience, "Oh yeah, the first one was overrated." And then he said, "Sit down, marks." So basically, screaming at the crowd that knows nothing, the ones that need a tutorial on how to run the WWE app. Have another drink. And, marks, you need to sit down because that match isn't overrated, it's underrated. This match is way better than the Punk Rock match at Royal Rumble. These guys had a lot of energy. Rock looked winded at the end of the Royal Rumble match, same way he did at the end of the Cena match. I think the guys in the locker room are starting to notice this stuff. Rock needs to just whip it into shape, stop doing press junkets. Kind of hard to do. It's really obvious what this is all about. The whole G.I. Joe thing being put off. And now, oh my God, it happens to be sponsoring Elimination Chamber. Oh, did we happen to see the what I don't even know the name, the Mark Wahlberg one, the Michael Bay movie, the Pump movie, whatever, and now he's advertising for Snitch, another movie. So I mean it all coincides with him winning the belt. So in a way I do agree with CM Punk because he is the title to me, the champion. And Punk, Rock can run around with that little belt around and show it up wherever the hell he is. It's fine. It's not going to last. And when Rock is gone, when Cena inevitably wins it back from him, hopefully Punk's not that far behind because he needs to have the belt again. He is the People's Champion. He's my People's Champion. Jericho Punk match had everything. Hall of Fame Bruno Sammartino. How the hell was he not in the Hall of Fame? This class is ridiculous now with talent between Foley and Stratus and Backlund and Sammartino. I thought Backlund was a huge surprise. Sammartino, I guess they were waiting for MSG so they can do it in the right spot. This guy apparently 187 consecutive sellouts at Madison Square Garden when he was headlining, and the Punk promo with Matt Striker was intense and very real. The title does belong to Punk, and Rock can have the belt. CM Punk is the champ. He's doing his good employee shtick right now and letting Rock have the belt, and we know that Rock's going to be gone soon. And when Cena wins it, hopefully Punk will be not that far behind to win it. But not bloody likely. Nice. The whole hotel thing actually expanded outside of the room and got into the hallway. It was actually a really good segment. WWE should do more on-location type stuff like this. Really just take it out of the arena. And it was actually fun to see the props being used. And the fire extinguisher. It was a good match. In a hallway in a hotel. That's what I'm talking about. Something different, something creative. But Show definitely needs to be a better shit talker. A Hispanic screaming in the hallways of a hotel. Where did they tape this show? In Bridgeport? ADR. Bad Mexican food joke. Yup. Racist. Brad Maddox, for the first time, kind of threw a switch there. I like the intensity. I think I like this type of Maddox that's just kind of crazy. The way he screamed out and called out about Cena, he seemed very intense, and that's actually, I'd say, the first good thing I've seen from him. Other than that, him getting his ass kicked, he was pretty good at that. But hey, he might be a good addition. Stay tuned to Brad Maddox. Oh shit, the power bomb to Brad Maddox looked gross, dude. It just looked bad. The Maddox. The Flat Ox. Cena comes out to the Shield in the Maddox segment to more pops than boos. And they're actually maybe switching it over when they're putting this ridiculous display in the ring. I don't know why they just don't let the Shield go ahead and break up into the individual matches already, but maybe this is the starting point. Ryback came through the crowd. Sheamus came through the crowd. Cena came through this crowd. This was actually a good idea to get involved with the audience and participate. It's like an on-location thing. I know the Shield do it all the time, but it was nice to see the WWE superstars do it. Rest of the WWE Universe came out. There was a little exchange in the ring. The tension was good, and it was over before you knew it. That was it. It was a shitty, crappy ending to a otherwise pretty good Raw, but still better than John Cena's shitty promo before the Royal Rumble, even though he went and won the belt anyway. This has been Reck'd Raw Review on Big Pop. We'll see you next time.